Jesus, the light of the world.
Whoa!
Most of us think we know the story of Jesus' birth. A silent night, a lonely stable, an angry innkeeper, a helpless baby rejected by the world. But what if much of what we picture is not actually in the Bible? To truly understand the birth of Jesus, we must first step into his world.
Jesus was born at a specific time in history, during the reign of Caesar Augustus, the most powerful man on earth. Rome ruled the world with heavy taxes and military force. They called it peace, but it was peace enforced by violence and fear. In Judea, King Herod the Great ruled under Rome, a man so obsessed with power that he killed even his own family to protect his throne. Politically, the land was oppressed. Economically, people were poor. Spiritually, Israel was waiting for a Messiah, a king who would set them free. And into this world, Jesus was born.
Mary and Joseph traveled from Nazareth to Bethlehem, not in panic, not in the middle of the night, but well before the birth. Luke tells us, while they were there, the time came for the baby to be born. This journey was not random or accidental. It fulfilled prophecy spoken 700 years earlier. But you, Bethlehem, from you shall come a ruler. Micah 5:2. God was quietly aligning history, empire, and prophecy, all to bring his son into the world.
Now, listen carefully. Here's where many misunderstand the story. The Bible never mentions an innkeeper. There is no scene of harsh rejection, no angry refusal, or a lonely stable behind a hotel. The phrase Luke uses does not mean no room in the inn. It actually means no room in the guest room. The Greek word kataluma means guest room, not a commercial inn. In Middle Eastern culture, hospitality was sacred. A pregnant woman would never be turned away. Joseph would have stayed with extended family or villagers. The guest room was already full, so Mary gave birth in the main family living area, where animals were brought in at night for warmth and safety. That's why there was a manger, a feeding trough, inside the house. Jesus was not born in rejection. He was born in humble simplicity, surrounded by people, surrounded by life, but placed in a manger.
That same night, heaven broke its silence, not to kings, not to priests, not to scholars, but to shepherds. Shepherds were poor, often considered unclean, social outsiders. And yet the angels declared, "Today a Savior has been born to you, Christ the Lord." Rome claimed Caesar was Savior and Lord. Heaven declared those titles belonged to a baby in a manger. The shepherds ran, they saw, they believed. The first witnesses of the gospel were the ones society ignored.
Here also listen carefully. The wise men did not arrive that night. They arrived at a house, not a stable. Matthew 2:11. And Jesus is described as a child, not a newborn. So the wise men came months later to a house in Bethlehem and found a child, not a newborn. These wise men visited Jesus before he was 2 years old. This is why Herod later ordered the killing of all boys in Bethlehem, 2 years old and under. Matthew 2:16, based on the time he had learned from the wise men. We do not know how many wise men visited Jesus. The Bible never says there were 3 wise men. It only mentions 3 gifts, not 3 visitors. Because 3 gifts are mentioned, many people mistakenly assume there were 3 wise men. Their gifts spoke louder than words. Gold, he is king. Frankincense, he is God. Myrrh, he will suffer and die. While Herod tried to destroy Jesus, foreign scholars, the wise men, bowed down and worshipped him.
God did not come to a comfortable or to the palace. He came to the poor, overlooked, and ordinary. God did not reveal himself to the powerful. He revealed himself to the humble. The Creator entered creation. The infinite became an infant. The king was laid in a manger, not because humanity climbed up to God, but because God came down to us.
So the question is not, do you know the Christmas story? The question is, what kind of God chooses this kind of beginning? If God entered the world in humility, then greatness must look different. If God revealed himself to shepherds and foreigners, then no one is excluded. And if God chose a manger over a throne, then maybe power, success, and glory are not what we thought they were. This is not just a birth story, it is a revolution.
If this changed the way you see Christmas, share it. Reflect on it. And remember, the light did not come loudly, but he changed the world forever.